Everybody's thrilled, I think we're going out.
Yeah, that's a good one. I took pictures of it. Thanks for telling me. My family already knew.
Oh my God, could you give up the drive-through?
We'll call to order the regular city council meeting for Tuesday, July 9th, 2024, and I believe Craig's going to lead us in prayer.
Let's pray. Father, we just thank you for letting us have this meeting tonight. We ask for your wisdom and your guidance over the decisions that we make. Make them in the best that glorifies you. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
If we could all stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Page roll call.
Rothschild, Kennett, Swanson.
Here.
Barnhart.
Here.
Roothouse. James. Samowski.
Here.
Arnold.
Here.
Okay, we have a quorum. Zach, Chamber of Commerce report.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, and good evening to the City Council. Here is your Geneseo Chamber of Commerce report for July 2024. I have 3 new members to report who have joined the chamber. We'd like to welcome Anthology for Books. A bookstore is coming back to downtown Geneseo, so we're super excited. I hear they're going to have some Swedish fish, which is kind of a throwback to the old bookstore that used to be downtown, so that's awesome. Also, Boone Plumbing. Jake Boone has started his plumbing business, and they have joined the chamber, so we're rooting for them. It's nice to see a small business like that kind of start here in Geneseo. And then LPL Financial, Bill Garrett, he's an investment representative from Davenport, has reached out to chamber, joined our chamber to branch out and network in the Geneseo area. So we definitely appreciate seeing professionals from Davenport and the Quad Cities reaching out to Geneseo to start to make those connections. That's the sign of a healthy economy. So happy to do that. We're sitting at about 275 members right now. We ended last year at about 283, so down a little bit, but not too bad. We're over 95% retention, so we're pretty happy about that. 90, 95, I don't know. So doing pretty good. Well, I'm not a mental math guy. Come on, man. So music festival. Well, first off, before I get into music festival, congratulations to the city on a successful Thrill on the Hill. I will leave that to Brandon to recap, but it was a phenomenal event to attend. So great job to the city on that one. But I do want to talk about the music festival real quick that happened on Father's Day weekend. It was a big success again. You know, it's Geneseo's longest running community event. This year, I think, was the 57th year of the Music Fest. So it's been a lot of them. And it was a really good year. The Queen pageant was a big hit. The Little Miss Music Fest pageant, right? So there were about 20 contestants, 20 girls who participated in the Little Miss Music Fest pageant. Frankly, because we were looking for a program filler. But I want to acknowledge Ashley Moore and Kristen Grinnell. They took the lead on running this Little Miss Music Fest pageant. And all of these girls have been doing something to give back to the community in the tunes of thousands of dollars in some cases. And the impact that this program is making in our community was definitely not intended by us at the chamber, but it's certainly a welcome development that we're seeing. So I want to give Ashley and Kristen props not only for that, but also all the girls who are participating and choosing these organizations to do good on. It's a great, I think, symbol of the sense of community we have here in Geneseo. Other things about the Music Fest, we had live music all over town. You know, some events were more attended than others. That's how it usually goes. Central Bank Pavilion had music. The Moose was hosting music. And of course, the Park District hosted an outdoor movie over at the athletic field. The park was packed. The Father's Day parade was a big hit. It was hot. It was 90 degrees with a 99-degree heat index. So it was a scorcher. And then we had a big storm that came through. It hit us a little quicker and faster than we were expecting. But I definitely want to give credit to Jessica Reese and one of our chamber volunteers, Brian Escobar. They made the call while I was dealing with the parade to go and tell vendors it's okay to start setting down. There's a storm that could come through and it might affect some of your merch. By the time I was done with the parade and I gave the go ahead to start the music to the time I said, we're shutting this music festival down, it was 34 minutes. So it was really quick and fast developing situation. Credit is also due, of course, to the Geneseo Police Department, Gene Carson. There were a few other officers there, and then also officers and deputies with the Henry County Sheriff's Department who helped get vendors torn down. Most importantly, get those tents taken down so they didn't become flying objects. The end result was that we had no injuries. That's the most important. We had minimal damage to some of the tents and some of the merchandise with the vendors, and that's unfortunate, but we tried to get them packed as fast as we could. And most importantly, what happened at the park during the storm didn't become a news story. No offense. So we're happy about that. And we have an operations plan that we work on with the city and the city of Geneseo and Public Works on what we do in these situations. And we review them before every single one of our events. This is the first time we really had to deploy since I've been here, which is actually 5 years this month. It's the first time we've had to deploy the severe weather plan. And because we've read it, because we've been there in our minds, we knew what to do. And so I'm really proud of the team and our partners with the city for minimizing what could have been a disastrous situation at the music festival. So we were very happy about that. And I just want to express my gratitude to the city, not only to the police department and everything for the storm, but for the weekend overall. Sean Easton, Rick Preston, Eric Roald, Chad Van de Woestein, many others who came in to help out with everything in the logistics of one of our biggest events of the year in Geneseo. So thank you to the city for that. Upcoming events, we have the Geneseo Chamber Golf Outing. It's this Friday, July 12th at Sugar Maple. It had to be rescheduled due to a rain date. It starts at 8 o'clock. Okay, I just want to make sure that people know it starts at 8. That's when the tee off is. So I hope to see some people there. We will be having these sidewalk sales in downtown, well, actually across Geneseo, but sidewalk sales are a popular retail promotion that we do here in Geneseo. And that will be on July 26th and 27th, Friday and Saturday from 9 to 2 each. Also, the Geneseo Chamber of Commerce annual dinner and awards banquet will be on Thursday, August 1st at Lavender Crest Winery. We hope to see many representatives from the city in attendance. And if the city would like to have a few words to the crowd, we can talk, and we'd like to have the city say something to our business leaders. It is the largest gathering of Geneseo business leaders every year. And then on top of that, we get to award excellence within the Geneseo business community. So we're looking forward to that. It's one of my favorite nights to recognize great businesses in Geneseo. Spook the Loop 2 featuring Butch Patrick, also known as Eddie Munster. He's coming back Saturday, August 10th. In Geneseo, there's going to be a full day planned. There's a Spook the Loop car cruise happening at the park. There will be an ice cream social. The Maple City Big Band will be there. And then we have live music happening after the cruise at the Central Bank Pavilion with Lynn Allen. And that's sponsored by Hanford Insurance. So we certainly appreciate that. And then last but not least, August 22nd, mural number 5, which is going up over at Richmond Hill Park. We will be having a reveal party. We've done projection parties for everything else, but for this one, it's kind of the planned end of our mural project. Not saying it's impossible that more might not pop up out of the chamber, but we plan on doing 5, and this 3-year project is about to sunset. So mural number 5 will be up at Richmond Hill Park Thursday, August 22nd. We will be doing a mural reveal party. I can't wait for this city council to see it because it is a Geneseo mural. It features a lot of different aspects of modern day Geneseo, from the Isle of Flags to the Richmond Hill Barn and a lot in between. So I'm looking forward to everyone getting to see and enjoy the mural, which will face the new playground that was recently built in the new shelter off of shelter number 4. So we think that'll be a great enhancement to that area where there's been a lot of new and recent development at the park. So that does it for my Geneseo Chamber report. I'm happy to answer any questions from the council. Which gap?
It went through and then it was like, we thought it was over, but then people didn't see the fire truck, so they kind of waited.
Mm-hmm.
And then they found the second half or something came through.
I'm guessing, I'm not exactly sure, but I'm guessing that a tractor probably had issues because that's something that happens once in a while. If parade goes completely smooth, I'd be amazed. So, but, and I mean that respectfully, I mean, so many, like the AETA, right? The Antique Engine and Tractor Association, they bring a ton of tractors to the event and they go through the parade, and it's a tradition for them on Father's Day weekend to do so. And once in a while, a tractor might have some problems. I'm guessing that's what happened, but I don't know exactly what might have happened. So, well, I'll leave that to debate with the council.
Thanks, Zach.
Thank you, as always.
Moving on, city engineering report, Warren.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Here for the engineering report, and got some good news here. We're moving some of the designs up into construction. So northeast drainage, I'll start with that, with construction on that. We actually did get our review of materials started by IDOT, but we haven't heard anything from them for a few weeks. And still awaiting a reply back from them. So it's been kind of radio silence on that one. The Oakwood Avenue and North Street water main. We just opened the bids on that yesterday. So we're going to be looking at making the award on that tonight, so we can get contracts sent out on that and move that into construction. North State Street, there's a little typo there that we actually opened the bids last Tuesday on the 2nd, not 22nd. That hasn't happened yet, so I apologize for that typo. But bids came in good on that. We're looking for a recommendation and administration here later for that to move forward. And then I believe our engineering agreement is on that as well. But I just kind of briefly described the 8-day waiting period, and we pending you guys' recommendation to move that project along, then we can send contracts out tomorrow. And the contractor is excited about the project and is hoping to get a pre-con schedule for this Thursday, and then potentially starting next week, pending his material deliveries. So that's kind of good news. Well 33, we're waiting well materials for the drilling and setting the new screen out there. And then, of course, the pedestrian bridge, we're going to be waiting for the ITEP grant on that. So that's on hold until then. And then the Geneseo Water Systems, we're continuing to work through the initial setup and moving things around on the options for where things can be located and how it's going to affect the water model. So that's kind of what I have for an engineering report. If I got any questions or comments, I'd like to take those at this time.
Thanks, Lauren.
Yep, thank you.
Okay, moving on, item number 6 would be public comments related to agenda items. City ordinance allows members of the public to speak and give input up to 3 minutes. During public comment, there can be no debate or action by the city council at this time. Anyone? Chief, anyone in the lobby? Okay, moving on to mayor's comments. Brandon's going to speak more on Thrill on the Hill, but just to be brief, it was a remarkable event. As mayor and on behalf of the entire council, I can't give enough thanks from Chad, your staff, the part-time guy running the weed eater. The park grounds looked amazing. All your people, the volunteers that participated, the VFW, their contributions. I know the staff puts a lot of effort into this. It really showed. We've had many. I don't know that we've ever had a really bad fireworks event up there, but this was definitely one of the better ones. So thank you to everybody. That's all I have. City council comments?
Just a quick comment, and again, great Thrill the Hill. Regarding fireworks in the city, I just personally feel like we need to take a stronger stance. The same people every year set off fireworks. The police go out and say, they know they're breaking the law, but all we do is say, stop it. I think we've got to start enforcing some sort of fine, because people set off fireworks and every year, the same people in town. And we call, the police go out and they stop, but they know they're breaking the law, but we just don't have any bite to our. So just food for thought. I mean, it went on for days and days, every night, people setting off fireworks.
I will admit, I even had debris on my roof. I had it in my yard. I've never had that. It was all over.
So the only thing I would add on that, having been a police officer in this community, many times you respond to the location where the event's taking place and there's nobody there anymore. So it's definitely not from a lack of response, for sure. Now, there may be an instance where there's a repeat offender or something of that nature where we need to look at doing something more with those people. But I can tell you from being on patrol, you can chase fireworks all night long. By the time you get there, there's nobody there no more. Am I wrong, Chief, or has that behavior changed? So I know they'd welcome a conversation. We could look at it in a different manner, but I want to make sure the public understands, because we always have nice press coverage, that it's definitely not from a lack of attention.
Oh, no, and I didn't mean to apply that a bit. The police are always extremely responsive, but I just know I have neighbors every year they set off fireworks and then the police go and tell them they shut them down. But it's like every year the same people are setting off fireworks. Yeah.
One of the things too with us is we need to see it. So like if somebody who's a reporting party calls it in, wants to file a complaint and wants to give a statement, it's a lot easier. Like site, when we roll up there, usually it's, you know, they're hiding stuff, putting it away, or they're just not gonna answer the door. So-
Well, that happens quite often when you tell someone, you know, you're the witness to this, you're the one that's gonna have to be in court, and I can happily sign that complaint on your behalf. A lot of times people change their tune and they're just, well, I just want them to stop too. So there's a lot of moving parts. Each situation is unique, and I would just suggest that as council members representing your constituents, you continue to communicate with the police department and we look at them the best we can.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and mine was actually the really, really high aerial stuff. It wasn't the kids and stuff. It was the high aerial stuff that just coded everything.
Any other members of the council?
Yeah, I thought the thrill on the hill was good, but a couple questions. First off, I appreciate that they seem to be higher this year. We made a comment about them being higher, and they did seem to be higher from where we were. The question I had is someone approached me, and I'll agree with you. We had someone in my ward ask about the police, and by the time the police got there, they were questioning another neighbor that didn't even fire fireworks off. So yeah, that does happen. How do we allow the VFW to sell alcohol in a park, but nobody else can sell alcohol in a park? That was brought up to me and I didn't have an answer.
Yeah, so we have, as part of our liquor code, we have, the VFW holds a liquor license in the city of Geneseo, so they can pull an off-site permit. It's an additional fee.
Okay.
That area has to be set up as an area of control. That's why we have the green fence. And then they're able to sell within that area of control.
So only the people who have the liquor licenses in town can
Correct.
pull an off-site liquor license.
That's how
Okay,
it's set up.
all right,
Yep.
that's fine, thanks.
Anyone else? City administrator comments, right?
Okay, just a reminder for the council, IML conference is coming up September 19th through 21st. Anybody that wants to come, I think we have 2 right now. Kent and Martin have expressed interest, but I'm asking to know by the end of the week, so we make sure that we get registered and can get into that. So please just let me know by Friday. I plan to register this following Monday for anybody who wants to come up for that. Zach already mentioned the chamber dinner. Just a reminder for council, please let me know if you plan to attend that, along with staff on the management team. And then Thrill on the Hill, the mayor already touched on it, but I do want to take a moment just to thank the people that make this happen from a financial and volunteer standpoint. Our financial fireworks show sponsors this year were Hanford Insurance. They were the title sponsor. Springfield Armory, Vorak Pharmacy, Hammond Henry Hospital, Vandermoor Funeral Home, Whipple's Hybrids, Farmers National Bank, Edward Jones, Geneseo Communications Charitable Foundation, the Stephen M. Belvix Foundation, Central Bank, Worth Incorporated, and those that donated their services, equipment, or their time to us were Minert Farms, the Geneseo Park District, the City of Geneseo employees and elected officials, Geneseo Fire and Ambulance, Geneseo VFW, Game Boys Games, Hammond Henry Hospital, and Prairie State Tractor. So thank you to all of them that made it happen this year. And we did have a change in our fireworks vendor, and I think it was for the better because it was an awesome show. That's it.
Okay, moving on. Item number 10 would be the finance director comments. 10.1, the treasurer's report and capital assets reports as submitted.
Treasurer's report, we did receive our first payment from property taxes. So you'll notice that the general fund, street, public safety, those funds increased from that. And then in the bill packet, you'll see that there's bond payments that are going to go out. So that will reflect next month. Questions on the treasurer's report?
Jane, I didn't have time to check, but the opening balances of those been correct, well, journal entries done.
I have done the journal entries, but I don't have the tie back of the report, but I can get that by the next meeting. Next is the budget book. Okay, you'll notice the property taxes going in there. And then as far as revenues, those are on track. And then some expenses, you'll notice are a little bit heavier, but that's just because at the beginning of the year, a lot of payments go out, and then the rest of the year are minimum payments. Questions on the budget book? Next. is capital assets. I want to say that there was, small bucket truck arrived. Is it Bill in the bill packet? But we'll be seeing that then shortly. And I think that's really about it. Not a whole lot of balances changed, small, but not a whole big chunk. And then last is the council summary.
I don't have much for an update on Circuit 5. The guys finished up Progress Lane. We're kind of at a holding point right now until we can kind of tie back into the power plant. So the next thing that we're going to be looking at is boring underneath the tracks south of, it'll be north of North Street, bore under the tracks all the way to Exchange Street, and then we'll work our way back towards the power plant on Exchange Street. And move over, because that's old Circuit 5. We'll start doing pulls there. The other project is we had Hartco bore from Center Street over to the telephone company on the north side of the tracks. The guys are moving a service right now and getting that so that we can tie all that back in so we can backfeed everything. That's pretty much it. The roof replacement, that project's done. I don't know if it got in the last minute bills or not, but we got the final bill for that one. We're just kind of waiting on the fall to actually do some stuff. Questions?
The only thing I have to add to Lauren's update is we did start on Orange Street, water service line replacements today. We got right around 50 of them to do. And then we should be getting our dump truck for the water department within the next 2 to 3 weeks, I was told. Thanks.
Motion to approve the treasurer's report and capital asset reports as submitted.
Motion by Arnold,
Second.
second by Swanson. Roll call.
Roothouse, Samowski,
Yes.
Arnold,
Yes.
Barnhart,
Yes.
James,
Yes.
Swanson.
Yes.
Okay, motion carries. Item number 11 would be the consent agenda.
11.1, approval of previous minutes, regular council, June 11th, 2024 minutes, committee of the whole, June 25th, 2024 minutes, special city council, June 25th, 2024 minutes, 11.2, 0-24-04 amendment to chapter 10, article 3, alcoholic liquor sales, 11.3 R-24-14 surplus property, 11.4 electric unit number 2 generator additional project expenses, and 11.5 omnibus method.
Motion to approve using the omnibus method and to approve items 11.1 through 11.5.
Motion by Arnold,
Second.
James, second by James. Roll call.
Swanson,
Yes.
James,
Yes.
Barnhart,
Yes.
Arnold,
Yes.
Samowski,
Yes.
Roothouse.
Okay, no unfinished business. Moving on, item number 13, under administration, 13.1 would be the approval of the tree replanting incentive.
Okay, follow-up from the committee of the whole meeting. We discussed in that meeting, the direction was to come back with an application for the program as discussed in the committee meeting. We have done that. Hopefully everybody had a chance to look through that. So again, this program will allow, if the city takes down a right-of-way tree in the frontage of someone's property, for that owner to apply within 6 months for funding, 50/50 funding up to $300 for a replacement tree on their private property.
Motion to approve the tree replanting incentive program is presented.
Motion by Arnold,
I'll second.
second by Barnhart. Roll call.
Roothouse, Samowski,
Yes.
Arnold,
Yes.
Barnhart,
Yes.
James,
Yes.
Swanson.
Yes.
Okay, motion carries. 13.2 under administration, the approval of R-24-15, the North State Street reconstruction bids phase 1, Park to Wells.
As Lauren already started to discuss, July 2nd was the bid opening for the big North State Street project. This is Phase 1, as you may remember, from Park to Wells Street, the first phase of the project. We did have three bidders on this one, I believe, three. And the lowest qualified bidder on this was Langman Construction. Their bid is $2,487,892.61. IMEG's Construction and Engineering on this project is $381,240. That's $381,240. Then I did notate in here as well that we, just to make sure everything was lined out in this project, that we have an expense of $29,000 still to come for the decorative street poles that will go in Phase 1, as well, that the electric department will put in for us. This project is, as we talked about, slated and bid to take a break in the winter. So what we talked about, we'll most likely see here is half of these expenses being paid in this budget year. And then we'll be carrying over budget dollars into 2025 for probably over half of the expenses going out in year 2025 for all of this to be done.
And where is all this? How are we paying?
Sure. So paragraph 2 on the agenda. So we budgeted $2.5 million last fall when council approved the budget for this, for 34 coming from the Rebuild America grant funds, 1.3 from admin capital, and 713 from the ARPA funds that the city has received. So all in all, admin capital is going to be going up by $398 based on this bid. It'll have to be budgeted and split between the 2 years though.
So all the money we got from Rebuild America goes for the paying for items.
That's one way to look at it, yeah. Yeah.
Technically the street.
And those monies have to be used now.
We have to allocate them, yeah.
I'll make a motion to approve R 24-15.
Motion by Roothouse,
Second.
second by James, roll call.
Swanson,
Yes.
James,
Yes.
Barnhart,
Yes.
Arnold,
Yes.
Samowski,
Yes.
Roothouse.
Okay, motion carries. 13.3, approval of R-24-16, the East North Street Service Replacement Project.
Okay, this is the big, one of the big water ones for this year that we did the bid process for, as Lauren described. The bid opening was yesterday, so we've been getting this all together for consideration tonight. So hopefully it is approved and we can authorize the project and they can get things scheduled to get this one going this late summer and fall as well. This is the project that is replacing service mains on North Street from Chicago, turning the corner north on Oakwood, coming in to, remember we discussed, we are now going to connect up Oakwood to the emergency water project that we did in front of the fire department on 2nd Street here last year because of all the issues out there. It's going to replace 37 service mains along that route, connecting into the 8-inch from the old 4-inch main. So the bid opening, we had 4 bidders on this one. The lowest qualified bidder was McClintock Trucking and Excavating, $495,290.50. IMEG's Construction and Engineering on this one's estimated at $9,750 per their bid document on that. This one, to roll right into Paula's follow-up question on the last one, the funding here will come from $252,650 from the water department budgeted funds for this year. We're planning to use 150,000 from the downtown TIF fund. This is infrastructure that feeds the TIF district here that orders this project, which leaves a shortfall of 102,000 that will need to come from the water department fund balance to do this project. We're sitting right at close to 1.4 million in balance reserves in the water department fund.
Motion to approve R 2416.
Motion by Arnold,
Second.
second by Swanson. Roll call.
Roothouse. Samowski.
Yes.
Arnold.
Yes.
Barnhart.
Yes.
James.
Yes.
Swanson.
Yes.
Okay, motion carries. Item number 14 would be the payment of city and utility bills.
It's you.
I didn't see anything.
Motion, you good? You look.
Yeah, I think so.
Motion to approve city bills as presented.
Motion by Arnold, second by James. Roll call.
Swanson.
Yes.
James.
Yes.
Barnhart.
Yes.
Arnold.
Yes.
Samowski.
Yes.
Roothouse.
Okay, motion carries. Item number 15 would be public comments related to all other items. City ordinance allows members of the public to speak and give input up to 3 minutes. During public comment, there can be no debate or action by the city council this time. Anyone? Yes, ma'am.
Hi there. My name's Kelsey Massacre, and I'm here today because I had some questions about like our local cemeteries. So for context, my dad passed away in 2019, and at the time, his burial plot costed $400. And as of right now, the burial costs are $900. It seems like a dramatic increase in price, but I do understand that's cost of living, cost of everything's going up over the years. But I am curious if there is a possibility for fundraisers or any other sort of revenue to be generated in other ways to combat such a high price of the burial plots, because for somebody that doesn't have a lot of money, it's so much money to have to pay. And yes, I am very thankful that the city is working with me on a payment plan, but it's still $900 that is really hard to come up with. So I was just kind of curious if that could be something that the city could look into to combat such a high cost, because funerals in general are incredibly expensive. It was $12,000 we had to fundraise for my dad's funeral. And it's just like looking into the future. I'm getting a plot for myself because I want to be next to my dad, or at least as close as possible, because somebody else was already buried next to him. And I found out, and that's how I found out that the plots are so much more expensive now, because I am in the process of purchasing one. So I just wanted to propose that and see if maybe this could be a solution or a situation that could be avoided in the future for people like me that don't have as much money and can't afford that much money, like upfront and everything. So thank you. Thank you.
So item number 16 would be a move into executive session per 5 ILCS 120/2C6 and 5 ILCS 120/2C11.
Make a motion to move into executive session.
Motion by Barnhart, second by Arnold. Roll call.
Roothouse. Samowski.
Yes.
Arnold.
Yes.
Barnhart.
Yes.
James.
Yes.
Swanson.
Yes.
Okay.